Welcome to the Divorced Dad Playbook podcast. I'm Dan Levy.
And I'm Scott Levy.
And we are
with a lawnmower in my background.
And one dad.
You're killing my bit.
I think we're Father of the Year.
You just killed my bit. The Paul Reiser Father of the Year bit is mine, and you just ate all over it because you have a lawnmower behind you.
Yeah, but the lawnmower, you can't hear it as much as I can. They're right by the window, and they're literally riding around on a lawnmower, and the grass is dead underneath it. They're cutting dead grass.
Mindfulness, man. You got to be able to just allow the world to separate from what you're doing now. And what you're doing now is talking to me about the world. You've been divorced for much longer than I have. And so you've kind of, I would imagine, fallen into a pattern, whether it's good or bad. And I think a lot of people out there who have gone through this divorce are dealing with the same thing. Whether it's good or bad, you've fallen into that sort of pattern of how you communicate with your ex. I feel like I'm still trying to figure that out. And there are times because I honestly, I take fault. I didn't do it on purpose, but I feel like this divorce was my fault. And so for a long time at the beginning, I was very conscious of not pushing back. I didn't want to be any more disagreeable than I was as a husband. I didn't want to be any more pain or suffering than I felt I had put on my family. But now, almost a year from the time we were first separated, screw it. I have thoughts and feelings, and I feel like I should be a part of stuff. So I'm starting to push back more now, and it hasn't really worked my way. Yes.
Good music. I love when you surprise me with the theme songs, too. It's great.
We're going to talk about sex. The eye rolls that you give me are definitely worth a view. If people are subscribing, the scoffs and whatnot, I think it's worth just seeing the sort of interactions between us. I feel very judged, to be honest. I feel a bit triggered, but
these are eye rolls of love, buddy. Eye rolls of love. You're feeling judged, and I'm not judging you. I'm just saying that everyone who's with us here and listening and interacting with us, they're all going through the same things. And I think that as you talk about it like that, hopefully everyone listens and thinks, oh, I'm probably more where Dan is, but I hope to get to where Scott is, because it seems like Scott's in a pretty damn good place. If for those of you that aren't watching and you're just listening.
No, you have to watch. You need it.
All I can say is, at this point, at the very beginning of this show, you can tell how Dan and I are so different. This goes for everybody who's enjoying this and listening and thinking about, if you have siblings, that you can grow up in the same house, you can have all the same dinners, and you can do all these same things, and you still end up really different. So it's what makes us such a lovable couple.
You
you and me.
You can't tell people that we're lovable. They have to decide on their own. They tell us how lovable we are. You can't decide. It's like giving yourself a nickname.
I'll just say, I love you. How's that?
Oh my gosh. Well, now if I say it, it'll be derivative. So thank you.
You're welcome. This is unscripted, by the way, dude. So this is totally.
Oh, you have no idea this is coming. Which of these are Cardi B lyrics, and which of these are actual Tinder bios?
Well, by the way, there are plenty of profiles that actually borrow from lyrics of people, so it could be both. Is that an option? It could be both. I'm gonna say this is Cardi B, but it could be both. But I would say it definitely sounds like it's lyrics that she might sing.
You are correct. That is Cardi B. That is all right. Very well played on that.
For everyone that's listening, if you're gonna go out on a bad date, make it inexpensive and cut your losses. You can make it through this, and when in the past you felt like you couldn't, that you can. I'm not saying it's not a shit sandwich. It kind of is. But there are other things out there that could be worse, and I know that's never something anyone wants to really hear, because this is the worst for you. But
this isn't the worst for me. My God, this is not even close to worse. I'm handling this better. Oh, I know what you mean, but the fact that I can even talk about this with you, let alone with you recording it for a ton of people listening, is very different from where I was, frankly, a year ago, and more to the point, maybe two and a half years ago, when this whole thing sort of fell apart. I will try not to make it all about woe is my brain, because it's not a mental health podcast, although in some cases it sometimes is. but it's certainly about balancing life and making sure you're there for your kids and making sure that you're handling situations with your ex. And those are the trigger points. Those are the stressors in most people's lives. Work as well, which now this is, as much fun as it is, it's work. So yeah, you now are my de facto therapist. Can I text that we're going to make out? And she's like, yeah. I was like, so are we going to make out? And she's like, yeah. So we made out.
Hey, dude.
So that's 2. Then I made the joke.
This didn't end here. So I should wait. I mean, I'm sure everyone who's listening right now, they're all saying like, wow, this guy's an idiot. So I don't even have to really say it, although I just did, but I mean, keep going. Well, if anyone who's with us and listening to this for 1 second didn't think that we weren't going to be real, I think that those notions are now removed, that this is as real as it kind of gets for people. And if
Right.
anyone else out there is feeling even a little bit of what you're talking about, Dan,
Yeah, that I'd like to hear.
should-
I'm happy to help and happy to be helped.
yeah, I mean, look, and they should stick with us. I mean, this is, what you're going through right now is a big reason why we're doing this.
To cross state lines with someone you've just met 5 minutes ago on a train with really no idea how you're going to get home, I assumed that I was either going to get murdered or robbed.
So she wasn't a prostitute. She was homeless. So you made out with a homeless woman.
Probably, yes.
Okay.
And again, I don't judge. I mean, people, anyway, so I believe so. Because I asked afterwards, if you don't come home with me, are you going to go back to this apartment that you're renting, your room? And she's like, I might just stay in the park. So in retrospect, yes, she probably was homeless.
Yeah. Okay.
But then I realized at this point, like, I thought I was going back to her place with her, figuring this will be a fun experience. If I die, less fun. But if I almost die, great story. That's how I looked at it.
Although sometimes it may seem alone, especially a night like tonight where you had a date that would have taken your mind off of this stuff and it got canceled, that you're not alone. You're not. And, you have a good family and friends around you. And sometimes you need them more than others. Wait. So just to finish this off, what bugged you out the most was an old woman sneezing near you, not you hooking up with a homeless person.
Yeah, that was my night.
And I'm not judging, by the way. Anyone who's homeless, we're here for you. We're more than willing to help out, whatever it may be. I mean, hell,
I'm more than
Dan's
willing
willing to
to
make
help
out with you, right? If you're homeless and you need some loving, I think Dan's available. So, yeah, that's disgusting. Okay, awesome. You are an idiot. But by the way, just let me classify really fast.
Sure.
You're a brilliant guy, actually. So when I say idiot, I just want all the people who are listening to understand what I mean by an idiot, because I don't want to sound condescending in that sense. Like you are actually one of the smartest people I know.
Mm-hmm.
You just act like a moron sometimes. Like you do things, and understandably, like this is part of your mental state and all these other things. And you're new into this, certainly very new compared to me, into this whole single divorced dad world and
Sure.
dating and everything else. So by the way, it's highly relatable. I know, I see all the, comments and emails, coming to you as opposed to me, that you're very relatable to a lot of people because you're talking about the things that you're doing and you're, showing a lot of the things that you're doing, and everyone else can really relate to that. To me,
The rolled up pants, is that what you meant by showing people what I'm doing?
no, I mean over time when you
Excellent.
talk about
Look
the
at
things
that.
you're doing,
Hold on.
right? Exactly.
Let me just do this again. Look
No.
at this. Yeah,
Nobody
look,
wants,
look.
dude.
Look at the
It's
muscle tone on
fantastic,
that.
right? It's really fantastic. You're like ghostly pale. It's all good. So what I'm talking about more so is that I am clearly at a point way beyond where you are. So when I call you an idiot, it's more of like a term of endearment for me, that I'm making sure people recognize that the things you are doing are ridiculous, but also it's a process that you need to go through, and it's a process that everyone needs to go through, and I can appreciate it. So I just want to make it clear, like, I don't really think you're an idiot. I use that word in the most endearing way to say, like,
I am an avatar.
Lovingly, you're like a moron.
I'm not a big blue monster, but I am an avatar for our audience. And that's sort of the dynamic that we realized might connect with people is I'm the idiot who hasn't done all this, and you're the geezer who's Sonny back in, been there, done that. I mean, that's our dynamic. People who are listening to us up to this point are going to laugh because now I've gotten my comeuppance. But Scott, I will tell you right now, I have breaking news. It took me like 10 minutes to do that. Oh, did it twice.
It's super breaking news.
My ex is dating.
You are not, let me repeat, do not date women who have been divorced as long as me, A. B, don't, because you're at a different point in your life. You won't match well with them. You'll end like this. B, don't date women who have come out of a long relationship either. Like,
there's
just not
none
now.
left.
No, that's bullcrap. I mean, by the way, I'm saying a long relationship outside of their marriage. You want to date as many women outside of who are just getting outside their marriage as possible because they want the same stuff that you want. That's cool. Women who have been divorced for 8 years, they're absolutely looking for a partner for their future. And that's why she had the checklist. For everyone, who's this is resonating with, my guidance is not to start a podcast. It's more to find some trusted people that you can talk to. I mean, obviously, podcast is a lot of work, but find some trusted people that you can talk to, whether it's family or a close friend. When you go through change, when you go through different things that are stressors or triggers, it's nice to be able to talk about it. It really is. And it's very helpful. So, I'm glad we have each other, but, for everyone else, have somebody that you can talk to.
Sometimes the swiftest ending is the happiest ending of all. I just fortune cookied your ass. What do you have to say to end this thing?
Kids first.